everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Knee Slapping K-Pop Podcast. I am Kayla, and today I am here with Sammy.
Hello.
And Maria.
Guys, still wash your hands, because apparently you could still get a cold in March, and I'm not happy about that.
Today we are here for the 10 worst songs of 2016, which is pretty bad. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, this year also was not good.
It has some really high highs, but the lows are also pretty low, so...
Yeah,
Yes,
this was
this list
something
is
alright.
Quite a choice. We're getting to the point where we sort of, in making these lists, where we really had to, actually go back and look up what happened in that year.
Yeah.
And I'd forgotten about so many of these.
So many of them, but once I was reminded, I was like, yes.
Also,
did
putting
happen.
it together in this, there are songs that I didn't fully realize happened at the same time.
I know. It's a weird list to look at together and you realize all these came out the same year. Feels weird.
Yeah.
Also, quite a few deep cuts on this list. I feel like this
A
is
few
the
of
most
these are-
deep cut list
Yes.
we have so far.
A few of these are, we do try to tend to stick to surface level, the hits. But when the hits hit, you gotta go a level deeper.
Yeah, so
Because
lot of
you
deep
will
cuts.
recognize, with I think one exception, you'll recognize everyone on this list.
yes.
Just maybe not in the form you recognize.
I'm impressed with how much of these bad songs I didn't listen to until recently. For some reason, I was good at avoiding the really terrible songs in 2016.
I mean,
which is a miracle.
we are also getting to the point where when these songs were coming out, we were really baby K-pop fans.
This is the year I got into K-pop, so I was listening to everything.
I mean, this is 3 years in for me, so I was still kind of... I mean, you two maybe more baby, but for me, this was 3 years in. I think I was just good at guessing maybe what songs and what styles I
all
like
of these
better.
I mean, a lot
not
of these are
super
deep
service
cuts,
level.
so you
They're
if
deep
you have
cuts.
to go
They're
pretty
not-
deep for some
They're
of
not
those
what's
Yeah, I'm
gonna
not
be
like a
when you
Nugo fangirl
Google
or
K-pop.
Yeah.
When you Maria, there's one of these you didn't know.
True.
was a
Well,
thing.
there's a that's the point. There's a couple that they were deep cuts, so I avoid
But
the
they're
new
from
stuff.
big. But the thing is that they're from big groups.
Some of the
but
deep
they're
cuts
just not
are
the
from
most
big
surface
groups, but
level
yeah.
thing from the big group.
No,
But
yeah.
it's just it's like we're in the WJS and Mickey Mouse territory, with a lot of these.
I don't think we're that far down.
But
That's
No,
like
I mean,
barely
one that
a
wasn't on
song.
Spotify anyway, so I was just like, wait, what song is this? But yeah, but anyways, on to the...
Again,
Here-
this first one you know. This
this
first one
I
everyone
do
knows.
know. Oh, do I know?
This first one is
Everyone
sort of
knows
an,
this one.
This first one is, I guess, semi-controversial. I think history has looked back on this song more favorably than we have. I'll give it that.
Yes, I think I agree with that statement, but this is easily probably my least favorite title track from a group that I otherwise really enjoy and like a lot. So, coming in at number 10 is Cheer Up by Twice. I know.
I wouldn't say this is my least. I
least
honestly
for me,
speaking,
it's
I
my
would not say
least
this
favorite,
is. This is
probably.
probably
I like it
in
better
my
than
bottom
Signal.
5. It's not my least favorite.
Signal is, I think, worse.
Signal is worse for me. Also,
Signal had more of a love-hate relationship with that song,
My
but I
thing
didn't
with
mind
this
us
is,
putting it on the
truly
list
speaking-
because I understand it being there towards the
truly
bottom.
speaking, I think if we had done this in 2016, this would have been top 5 worst for me. But I think over time, I have also looked not favorably. This is not a good song. I don't like it, but I don't think it's as bad as other things that came out this year. It is not the piece of garbage bottom of the barrel that I thought it was when
Yeah.
I first listened to
Oh
it.
no, especially
Yep.
compared to everything else on this list.
Especially
Yeah,
if-
it's definitely
yes,
not.
especially compared to
It's not
everything
barrel
else that's on
scraping.
this
This is
list.
not barrel
This is
scraping bad.
honestly a it's a put together full complete song.
Mhm.
Yes, we'll
Is
give
it a
it
song
that.
I enjoy
It's just-
listening
I feel
to?
like this one's more of
No.
a personal taste issue. Mainly, the thing
Yeah.
that throws me off the most, though, is how they say cheer up. And I know part of it is, too, is, well, they're either mostly Korean and or Japanese, and then there's, Jui, who's, from Taiwan. And, this Choice is also not known as a group that knows English practically as well, or as fluently, any of the members. So, I understand to an extent, but, also, it's just kind of... But it's also to a point that, like, them saying cheer up as, like, show up more, it sounds to me more like show up. It just distracts me. And I can't fully hate him on that. It's more of, like, a personal preference thing, I think, than it is, like, oh, no, this is so terrible. But it, like, threw me off for
I think
such
the
a long
biggest
time.
issue I had with the song, and I think it's a lot of people's big issue with the song, I think it's why people have sort of come around on it a little bit, is that the biggest problem with this is that this song was everywhere in 2016, and I truly to the point where especially the shy bit, which did become a meme at the time, but it just gets drilled in, and by the end of it, if it's a song that you're not particularly into in the beginning, when you have to listen to it constantly, it gets you kind of, build it up, and now, like, it's been 6 years. I don't hear the song, like, ever anymore.
It also feels like it was
almost with fresh eyes.
Signal are easily the title tracks I listen to the least, but I don't absolutely hate them. But there are just parts of each of them that I'm kind of just like, ugh.
I mean, I still think Signal is, like,
I honestly, objectively, Signal's probably worse, but I have a weird love-hate relationship with that song. I didn't go into it in the previous episode when we talked about it, but, like, for some reason, there's something about Signal that there are some parts that I like, and then there's other parts that I'm just like, well, this is kind of stupid. I don't know why. I couldn't explain to you why. But Cheer Up was the song that just annoyed me till, like, God's End for a long time. But, like, I can admit, it's not a terrible song, but there's just still parts of it that I'm just kind of like, oh, that could have been done better, and it still bothers me, but it is what it is. It got twice popular, and their music has only gotten better since then, in my opinion, so...
Cheer Up was a weird turn after their debut, like, ooh-ah, because it sounds pretty different, and then they're stuck in this, like, weird, cute territory for a while before we get back out of that into, like, I think Like You is, like, a turning point where it starts getting less cute again.
Yeah, I could see. I mean, this did kind of define their sound for, like, X period of time.
Yeah, for, like, a few years at least.
For a few years,
like,
but
on like, and then, and a half,
they grew into not being just teen girl. Like, as time goes on, K-pop groups have to evolve entirely because these people age.
Yeah. But also since Cheer Up, though, for the most part, I guess besides, like, Signal, really, there are other songs that were in the similar style were better.
They are better,
like,
yes. Yeah. They're infinitely better.
Yeah, so, like... at least for us, it wasn't.
But, like,
a bad
even
thing.
directly taking a direct path of, like, you go from this to TT, like, there is a very clear link of sound, which is different than their debut song with, like, ooh-ah, which is different than what they
like ooh-ah is more in line with, like, Likey and, like, Heartshaker and, like, Yes or Yes than it was any of these, like, 4 or 5 songs that came, like, right after it.
I mean, I do think that Cheer Up just I can't even blame
Cheer Up got so popular that I think that's why they stuck to that for a while.
Of course you have. I mean, if you get that popular
it's
that
like,
fast through one song, yeah, you're gonna capitalize on it.
And now actually thinking about it, Cheer Up is probably my least favorite, like, super well-known typical promoted song, but honestly, the true worst song of Twice is easily I Want to Be a Star, no cap.
Hey, that came out in 2015.
I know,
was also,
but, like, still,
that's not even
I, like, barely count that as a Twice song.
If we ever do a worst B-sides.
I mean, Nayeon probably stares into the void and contemplates her life every time she has to sing I Want to Be a Star, and probably just hates herself, and I don't blame her.
I mean,
really
they've said it.
Her.
They have said it. Like, it's not even
bad. It's a bad song, and everyone knows that's a bad song.
They know it's a bad song. They look uncomfortable performing it because it's bad. But that's neither here nor there because, thankfully, that was not a promoted song.
Thank God. Well, they did do it in music shows though, so yeah,
that doesn't count though.
But that doesn't count.
It wasn't like a comeback.
It was not a promoted single. All right, so we're going to move on to number 9, which is one of our deep cuts. So number 9 is 17's Rap Unit with Check-In.
Check-in, South City. South City. Yeah, I check in Singapore City. Melbourne City. Yeah, I check in Manila City. Bangkok. Yeah, I check in. Hell yeah, I check in like 영감을 찾아. I wanna go right now.
All right. So, we
I
are
can
17
tell you
fans.
what the influence is. I know who the direct influence is of this style. The problem is they just don't execute it well. It comes off generic.
I like 17 because they know their rappers are idol rappers.
They do.
This is them really trying too hard. Like,
But also, I like, the one thing I will give it, I like that they know its place. It is a YouTube video, and that is it.
Mm-hmm.
It
not
is not
even SoundCloud?
No, it might be on SoundCloud. Maybe.
I don't know, does 17 use SoundCloud?
No, it's not on, it is not, at least nothing that I've seen, it's not linked, they don't link to a SoundCloud. There's no SoundCloud. I don't think they have a SoundCloud. There's nothing. It is a YouTube video. It's never been on an album.
It's a lot of the 17 like solo songs also are just kind of like on YouTube and nowhere else.
But a lot of those are on Spotify at least. The only time they've ever brought Check-In back is that they've done it as like a joke and also in medleys. That's the only time they've ever brought Check-In back.
I mean, fair enough. This isn't.
And also, they've done it where other members, they've seen like the vocal unit has covered Check-In
just for fun,
as a joke, like for fun. That's part of the fun stuff. So again, is it good? No, it's the rappers trying something that they don't even look that confident in doing. 17's rap line is not.
They're not
full
rappers,
of rappers.
Really.
Yeah, no.
They're full of people. They're full of, to take a quote from that I believe Jackson once said. I am not a rapper. I am someone who raps. Yeah. And I think that is a very good definition of a lot of idol rappers.
Mm-hmm. So many, really.
Truthfully,
so
honestly.
Many.
There's only like a
handful,
there's a
reason that when Vernon decided to be a soloist, he decided to essentially do
Machine
pop
Gun
punk.
Kelly.
He was
to
all
essentially
like,
become Machine Gun Kelly.
Let me copy that.
But like he became a singer. He's not a rapper. And I'm like,
Jackson,
you know what? I'll take it.
Jackson
I like it.
Also,
I mean, Vernon tried to be on Show Me the Money, and we saw how that went for him. So
He did do that. But no, Jackson has tried to be a rapper, and I lose a little more respect every time.
Well, he did, but like now he's just. I think as of like a few years ago, he's been doing like singing only because I think he figured out like. Maybe I should just stick with this.
Yeah, but at one point he did try to be a rapper.
No, that's true. I'm not denying it. He tried it for a little bit, but then he just switched to singing. He's been basically
again. We remember Papillon, Kayla.
Oh yeah,
we have an intimate relationship.
We do,
with that
and how many people have covered that song better than his original song.
Again, look up that Ida Producer cover. Papillon is infinitely better than Jackson. Jackson could never.
He could never actually.
Could actually never.
That's probably why he hasn't.
I don't know. There's very little to say about Check-In. It's kind of boring.
All I'm saying is I know exactly which Korean hip hop person they definitely got influence from for the production and the sound of this music song and music video. I'm just saying I know exactly who it is. Like it's like funny that they're trying to emulate that because that style it was like kind of popular, but. I mean, it was just kind of ended up being very meh and forgettable. And of course, it doesn't help that it's not on a streaming service, so it just kind of disappears into the void of 17 songs.
It's like they can perform it at concerts as like a deep cut, and the fans will probably like that, but we don't need to talk about it any more than that.
No. It doesn't need to be a thing we advertise. We don't need to advertise our mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for the most part.
All right. So to move on at number 8.
Move on to people who are advertising their mistakes.
Oh yeah, oh boy. So at number 8 we have Pentagon with Gorilla. So this is Pentagon's debut.
This is their
debut.
Oh,
really a choice all around to debut with a song named Gorilla. And it sounding
very
the way that it does.
A lot of horn usage that I don't think paid off well.
It's just also
I barely recognize anyone.
The theming of Gorilla also very weird, very confusing as a choice, like a stylistic choice for a debut. Just the theming of a gorilla. And I feel like Pentagon is a group that gets worse the more we talk about them.
Yeah, they do.
And Hui is not helping their case at all right now.
Again, the man who's advertising his own mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing with Pentagon. I feel like Pentagon, you look at a surface level of Pentagon, you see a perfectly reasonable, good group of people.
Yeah.
The second you look closer,
everything falls apart. Everything falls apart.
Fully falls apart. Because you have, like, on paper, Edon, very good rapper.
Yes.
Look a little closer, you realize he works on maybe half of their songs because his voice sounds the way it does, and they don't work around it well enough.
Yes.
Half the members don't do shit.
Yes.
Which is true, because I
there are
at
least three of them who do not do anything, and are contributing almost nothing to most of their songs.
You have people that just disappear. I don't know where Yenon is half the time.
Yenon is sometimes here, sometimes gone for seemingly, like, whatever.
You have
anytime
two
he decides.
people, honestly speaking, you have Jinho and Kino probably holding down half that song. Mm-hmm. And then you have Hui, who we have recently, I don't know if it's recently,
it's not a recent
or, like,
discovery.
finally been able to figure out, is a one-trick pony. It always has been.
Yeah. He does the same shit on every single song, and it's like, he knows how to do one thing, and that's it. Like,
and when he writes songs for himself, he is able to, essentially throw all the parts he doesn't want to do that actually form a cohesive song to someone else to do.
Yes.
Like, again, your Jinho and your Kinos. And he just takes, I guess, the high note belty bit at the end. And it's like, great, it's my time. And I'm like, that's all you got?
That's all he does, ever. That's literally the only thing he does.
You know, it's giving, like, was it Nicole... what's her name from, like, the Pussycat Dolls?
Nicole Scherzinger?
Yeah, that's what kind of, like, Hui gives.
Not really, because Nicole Scherzinger at least did the work.
Well, no, she did the work, but,
whole
like,
song.
it's kind of that similar idea.
I'm not positive
like
is doing the work. I'm not positive Hui's doing the work. Hui's writing the songs and is a very good
He's doing the work in that sense. The
thing is that Jinho's a better singer than him. Like, Jinho is... I think it's way
Jinho
better.
was on SM The Ballad when he was still
Jinho is truly speaking, Jinho is the unsung hero of maybe Cube Entertainment. The one of the unsung heroes of that company, because he gets no credit for essentially holding down Pentagon on his own.
Mm-hmm.
Because at least B2B, all of them get fucking praised.
The fact that he's in a group with a person who is of equal and better vocal quality than he has to do all of these weird belty, like, trills all the time to prove to himself, I think, more than anything else, that he is a good singer and contributing to the group.
And the thing with him is it always seems like he's, I don't know, at one point you probably just think it's maybe affect, but it seemed like he was trying, and it was like, you hear it a little bit on this, but he's also very young in this, but you hear it very much so from Road to Kingdom.
Yeah, Road to Kingdom.
They aren't good enough for Kingdom. Lug gotta put that in there. On Basquiat.
Yeah.
When he's screaming.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
is it Basquiat?
Jinho makes everything sound effortless. He's a good singer. He's a naturally good singer. Hui sounds like he's trying, and he's kind of struggling a little bit at times.
He's struggling
or at least he's just putting in a lot of effort to get there to what other people can do naturally. Mm-hmm. And you know what? I'm gonna keep throwing shade. Much like everything in Pentagon, Hui is used to having people who are on par, if not better, singers than him. So he is perfectly at home in anything he does on Boys Planet.
Fair.
Because he has truly not impressed me in any capacity.
No, he's not. He's not doing anything there that is, like, impressive, to be honest.
The most impressive thing about Hui, I personally think, is his writing and production ability. Mm-hmm. Note that he often gives some of his best songs to other people.
I was also gonna say that his best songs are, he does not give to Pentagon. Like,
he sells to Mnet.
He sells to more popular groups.
Which is really, I think he should spend more time on, because that's what's really going to get him more of an income, I feel like.
We talked very little about Gorilla, but that song
and
is
after the shitting on Hui moment, because I had a lot of feelings on him need to get out.
Wait for a couple weeks when we do our Boys Planet episode, when we will probably
continue this. Put a pin in this and come back to it.
Put a pin in it. It's gonna be the first 3-part knee slapper episode because the file's gonna be too big.
So many opinions on Boys Planet right now.
We're gonna watch episode 6 tonight to just put a pin in when we're recording this. And I think if we did an episode on the first 5 episodes, it could be 4 hours long.
Oh yeah.
and we're halfway through the fucking
I know,
show.
it's really, it's terrible.
So
we're doing
many
a terrible,
opinions.
we're
There's
doing
so
an
many
absolutely
voices.
terrible thing right now. It's fine.
I'm too invested.
Or it's way too far into this whole series as a whole to stop. So
Oh, absolutely.
16 seasons
But
in.
But to say, I have no idea what to say about Gorilla.
Gorilla sucks. It's stupid. It's a
not
really
good.
It
dumb
stands out in a bad
debut
way. I hate
song.
the horn production. It's the fashion.
Yeah,
it's so different from
I
what
can see
Pentagon
what they're
became.
trying, and it's oddly similar to what they're trying and what we talked about last month with Critical Beauty.
Yeah.
Those two are weird outliers in the Pentagon discography in that they sound like each other, but like nothing else.
The one in between this, Can You Feel It, is also in the weird horn sounding song range. Yeah.
But that one is at least dull enough that I forget it exists.
Mm-hmm. We also listened to Gorilla back to back with Fanfare to just keep bringing back the SF9 Pentagon comparison.
A rivalry that does not
And it's
exist,
not like
but exists in
Fanfare
our
is an
minds.
amazing-
And dear God,
And it's not like Fanfare is an amazing song,
No.
but it works as a debut song and like introducing
Again.
a new group way better than Pentagon with Gorilla.
the proof, the final nail in that made up rivalry we made up.
Our made
We
up
and like 5
rivalry.
other people made up
Yeah.
is that Pentagon to this day still would not be on Kingdom, and SF9 solidly in Kingdom.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Solidly.
That's not a lie.
And it's like, even if, because it did bring back the Hui, if you look at individual
back the Hui.
careers of all of the members of that group, SF9 is also doing far better individually than any singular
to put
member
into
of Pentagon
perspective the
is.
fact that Hui is still the most popular
Yeah.
and successful member of Pentagon, and he's on fucking Boys Planet right now.
Uh-huh.
When you got everything that's going on in SF9's world, so I think the rivalry is settled.
Yes, the rivalry has
the rivalry
a
has
true
settled.
winner.
A true winner has been honestly a true winner revealed itself quite quickly.
Yes,
and then it just kept going.
Oh yeah.
But
it was enough
to move
shitting on Pentagon as an entire group.
You'll have time to shit on Hui whenever you do your produce episodes.
Oh
maybe.
yeah,
plural. I feel like if I turn to plural.
Truly, no, it'll be one really long episode for us that we might have
will
to
come
divide
out in
for,
like 3 or 4
size.
parts. It'll come
Just
out in many
because of,
parts.
like,
many
file
parts.
You should have time to talk about. I mean, I've seen enough too of this show to be like, yeah, I understand your feelings, but also I'm just like, how
we
have
have
enough time to talk about all this stuff?
We have so much, Maria. We take like 3 hours out of our lives to physically watch the show together. And then every conversation we've had with each other for the last month has been
Boys Planet.
at least partially about that show.
Oh, yeah.
And Peak Time.
Peak
and
Time.
also
Peak Time is more fun though.
Yeah, Peak Time.
Ollie lives in my head rent free.
I know.
All day.
So does Hanbin.
So does Hanbin.
Constantly
Hanbin really living in this head rent free. And
Call me mother.
Call
an icon of our time.
An icon of our time.
But anyway, moving on.
Anyways,
moving on to something that is actually not iconic in any way.
No, nope.
No, the
opposite of iconic.
More so forgettable. And speaking of produce, coming in at number 7. Yeah, I'm doing math correctly. Okay. Is, don't confuse it with the famous book series, Mr. Potter by Daya. Yeah, the production's fucking.
It all comes back to produce.
Everything about it is bad. Like the music video looks like shit.
This is some
I love to see
the noise-ish sounding production. It's shit. It's shit. To quote Sammy, it's shit. I hate it. It's shit.
I hate it. It's shit.
What did he said for 20? What is it? The year-end worst awards for 2022.
Yeah, I said it. It was like I hate it. It's shit. It's shit. I hate it. I have nothing funny to say about it.
Yeah,
this
song just sucks. There's a reason why
I
Daya never got super popular.
Look, I'll give the video one thing. It's good to see that the Pink Fantasy Bunny got work beforehand. It's good to see.
Even though the Pink Fantasy Bunny even got like, I don't know, it seemed like Pink Fantasy Bunny had a facelift before he even got to work on Pink Fantasy. Because
Who knows?
It was truly so useful for Cheon to leave IOI to go back to Dia to do this song in the middle of IOI promotion.
Instead of this, we could have gotten Cheon in What a Man.
Yeah,
this is what she was doing.
It's truly such a better use of her time to leave IOI for What a Man to go do Mr. Potter with Dia.
To do this song, really out here, thriving here.
Clearly.
I mean, honestly, the thing with Dia is, like, there's very little to say about this song because the production sounds awful. The entire concept of the song is awful. Their singing's is very thin and very shrill. And also the rapping shit. What about it worked? Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this just didn't hit, man.
It is
It's also
it is technically music.
It is also
it is music.
Weirdly vague because they're trying to avoid like copyright problems in the whole thing as well. So it's also like very weirdly just like rip off, discount everything.
Semi-magical.
Harry Potter, yeah.
Again, the song is a reference to that Harry Potter.
I mean, granted, also TXT did a better version of referencing that Harry Potter, but through like the platform location. So.
But the thing with that is that is
not
like
inherently
I would
Harry
say that's
Potter.
an homage.
Yeah.
That is an influence.
This is clearly about Harry Potter.
This is a direct.
This song is a love letter to Harry Potter. Like that's the song.
Yeah, like it is truly just. That is an homage and a reference, and you can find homages and references to Harry Potter all throughout everything. This is inspired by reference and close to needing a copyright claim.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they maybe had to do some form of, like, licensing for it. Maybe.
I think
it's as copyright neutral as you can, but they might have had to clear it just in case.
I feel like they're not relevant enough that word got back to a J.K. Rowling ever. And also, I think it is intentionally vague enough that there's not, like... And there's, like, no clear, direct, like, this is a copy.
And
yet,
it's
so vague.
Here, so.
It is so close, though. It is... They are on the... I would not be surprised if they consulted a lawyer. The train, everything about it's just terrible.
It's really a lot.
Oh, Dia.
I mean, Dia was never good to begin with. Mm-hmm. Adding just all this other stuff on top of it... Really not helping.
Mm-hmm. Not at all.
Alright. Now moving on to...
Oh boy.
Oh boy. This is a big one for us. We have another man that's sort of living in our head rent-free, Kayla, a little bit.
Truly.
I mean, a lot of people's heads rent-free, to be honest with you.
I mean, us specifically. Specifically for a very specific reason. It's not his music. We have Jay Park with Aquaman. Ooh, girl, the candles are lit and all that's left is me kissing your lips and let me call you mama. 'Cause we're about to make a baby. And before I go put it in, I'll go underwater, go just like a fish. And the way I stay down there, you gon' think I'm Aquaman.
Yeah,
this is theory.
Truly right into the English market when I was signed under the Rock Nation.
Technically, we did not need to put this on here because technically this is not a K-pop
It's full English song.
It's full English, and it's also Jay Park.
Jay Park.
It's also
a lot.
Awful.
It's awful.
Oh my god.
He's released better. He has released better music, particularly with Hit Boy, than this song.
But also,
in his English venture.
Truly, the lyrics of
that's the problem. Is the lyrics is that the song is like doesn't sound terrible, but the lyrics are so fucking weird.
But it's also sleazy. Girl, we can make sweet love all night till the sun shines in our face.
Like the lyrics are so explicit.
Girl, the candles are lit, and all that's left is me kissing your lips. Let me call you mama, 'cause we're about to make a baby. That is the least sexy thing I've ever
The lyrics are so explicit and delivered in the most unsexy way imaginable. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand how he's doing it.
Truly speaking, he kind of sounds like a 15-year-old that, like, knows the words.
Yeah.
These are the words you can say.
Like, he is just saying words. Like, it is the most unsexy song I've ever heard because it is just so... explicit that it makes it like super unsexy.
Like, it is truly just like the way that just like it all just adds on top of each other. It's just like, I'm gonna call you mama, and I'm like, okay, that's sort of a great phrase, and then immediately undercut it with making a child, and I'm like, nope.
This is not it.
We're out.
This
You've
is not the way.
immediately made everything you said unsexy. You've brought, like, that's bad vibes, not energy, not the energy you want in this song.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he's trying to do that, like, mid-2000s R&B sexiness, except,
it is,
like, it's
but,
just...
like, I think that he's putting in too many
The
details.
lyrics
too
are the
many-
like
too
someone
many
needed to
details.
look over these lyrics before you released this song.
Like, it's so explicit. And, like, there's no...
It's
To
like
be fair,
such
I've
a
heard a
he's
lot
not,
worse.
not
not
such a
explicit in
terrible
that
I've heard
there's,
more
like, not explicit in,
explicitness.
like, not explicit in that there is, like, cursing or anything.
No.
It's explicit in the way that everything he's about to do is said in the most plain text way possible.
Yes.
It's like, we're gonna have sex. We're gonna da-da-da-da. We're gonna have sex for, like, the express purpose of having children, the biblical way.
Uh-huh.
It's all of the things. And there's, like, no metaphor. There's no like, imagery.
I think that's
There's
the thing where
nothing.
it's literally
Yeah,
just
it's
he's
so
talking
literal.
about sex the whole way through, but in the most like unsexy way imaginable.
J Park, find a singular metaphor, even if you gotta use that metaphor over and over and over
The
again.
metaphor is
Imagery.
The metaphor of the song is
Metaphor.
Aquaman, which is not enough, I don't
Which
think.
is like the worst place to put
which
the
is
metaphor.
also bad. Like that's also a bad metaphor.
Because I feel
Also,
like
I'm
we
just gonna
wouldn't
put it
need-
out there, water doesn't help when it comes to things like sex. I'm just
No,
saying.
no,
I'm just
actively.
saying.
Also, I'm just saying, do not do, like, this is from a medical professional standpoint, do not do it underwater. It is not, like, it is not recommended. It's not recommended. It actually makes it much more difficult and you can hurt yourself.
Yes, water surprisingly causes a lot more friction. than you
Water
think
is
when it
not
comes to
lube,
sex. I'm just
people.
gonna-
Water is not lube.
Use
Just saying.
lube if you're gonna just use
Don't-
lube, children.
Just saying. Just
just
gotta
use
put
lube.
the PSA out there.
I
but
agree with that PSA.
Also
just use
speaking,
lube.
J Park
G Park, we can't do this anymore.
truly can't. Also, I can't. The thing with it is like the beat is kind of whatever. It's whatever. Everything
The beat
about it
is the
whatever.
exact same the whole way through the
over
song.
and over and over
Yeah.
again, and it's whatever. But specifically the lyrics.
The
I'm like,
lyrics,
I
it's
need
really
to
the
know.
lyrics
Yeah,
that's dragging
honestly,
it down
it's-
so
the beat
much.
is- I like the beat, but like it's not the most amazing thing he's put out. He's
Also,
put out
like,
better.
his
so.
flow is fine. J Park's he's a good rapper. He's fine. It's just specifically the words coming out of his mouth.
The
is
lyrics are
problem.
what is dragging this
the
entire
lyrics
song
are not
down.
our choice. He has had better lyrics in his releases during his time in the States doing whatever the fuck before COVID. Because
Whatever what he was doing.
no, he
Yeah,
did
I don't know.
he did solo projects. He did
He's
Apollo with
thriving
Producer Hit
over
Boy.
there
He
on
did this
peak time.
project.
Absolutely
He did
thriving on
Soju.
peak time.
Yeah. So he's doing
Well,
fine.
that's
but,
the
like,
I think
I mean, I
in
need
the
him
same
to
year
just-
he also released "All I Want to Do" and
Which
"Me
is his
Like Ya,"
best
which are
song.
both really, really good songs.
Oh, yeah. Again, I truly just think maybe J Park was like, I know you are American, J Park, but I think this also just proves that, just being American does not make you
It doesn't
inherently a
make
master
it
of the
good.
English language.
Yeah, honestly.
Maybe you needed.
It's like I understand if he wanted to be slightly more
I-
PG in his lyrical content, but also like there are
But
better
the
ways
thing
to
is,
do
this
it
is not
than
PG.
this.
It is so blatant.
Well, no, it's blatant, but
It's
like
so
he could have been like,
blatant.
"Oh, I'm a fuck that bitch" till like the den. He could have gone like
Honestly
full on
speaking,
rap,
Honestly,
like,
honestly
yeah.
would
speaking,
would
if it
prefer
stops him
that
from
to what we got
if
in
it stops
Aquaman.
him from calling having sex making a baby, I'd rather him say it.
I would
Fuck that
honestly,
bitch,
I
J
would
Park.
rather him
Fuck her.
just curse the entire song than what we got with
Honestly,
this.
I think that there is nothing more explicit than talking to your, like, he's probably in his 20s, she's probably in her 20s, and then just alluding to them literally making a child.
Just
A real
really,
human baby.
I hate everything
Truly,
about it.
it's the worst line. It's one of the worst lyrics of all time. Don't bring children into this. It inherently makes it weird.
It's the whole thing. I just can't. I can't deal with it.
Though all I want to do was a really good song.
I want to do
It's like
really
Jay Park.
good.
Do you
Me
want
Like
to know
Ya,
why
also really
your
good.
American ambitions didn't pan out as well? Like
It's because
maybe
we
the
can
song's
look up
racist.
Aquaman and look what happened.
Mhm.
It's like
Because
okay,
people,
yeah.
when they Google J Park, eventually get to Aquaman, and then I think it destroys
And that
it
destroys-
destroys your whole credibility.
Destroys all of it.
Yep. It just inherently makes everything just worse.
Yep. All right.
Speaking of everything worse.
Yeah, so at number 5, we have a song by two people who I truly don't know if they have spoken to each other before they made this song together.
I truly don't know if they
do not.
spoke to each other while making this song,
don't
because
think they
don't
did.
really appear
This was like in the
that
back
often.
crypts of my mind for a while until like
I
it was released. It unlocked the
misremembered
memory.
this song,
It
and
did.
we will get to what I misremembered about it.
All right, so number 5, we have Call You Bae by Schumann of EXO and Jimin of AOA.
The weirdest combination
Like, what
of
a
people.
bizarre
This is-
two
this is
people
why
to do a
Jimin's
song
singing.
together.
Why
Truly,
is she
this
singing
is
in this
truly
song?
what happens when you just pull. Like, I would, if you get like the top 10 groups at the time, 5 boy groups, 5 girl groups, and just pick 2 names out of a hat,
Yeah.
and this is what you came up with.
Yeah.
It's This is a random generated group of people.
It just confuses me. Everything about this just confuses me.
It is very confusing.
so confusing.
Also, I misremember what I misremembered this as is I misremembered this as an SM Station song.
Nope.
It's
Yeah.
not.
It's just a random
But it
ass
also
song
sounds
that
like-
came out.
It's just a random song. Like, there's no purpose for it. Like, at least SM Station was a thing.
Right.
Putting random people together. This was just random.
It's so bizarre.
I can't even call it a passion project because I don't think those two met until the day of recording, and maybe even then.
Mm-hmm. What is even a weirder thing that happened is like several years later, Rowoon and Chanmi
Yes.
of AOA are gonna cover it. It's for some reason on a music show, and I'm like,
I like that the AOA aspect.
yeah,
you
we
can't
kept it. Also
change.
kept this a member of AOA, but also they couldn't get Schumann back, so Rowoon had to do it.
Yeah,
like, that's
funny.
also a
I mean, that might have been
confusing
when
thing that
Schumann was in
happened.
the military and the middle of. That might have been when Schumann was in the military. He's been out for
When
like
did
a
that
year.
happen? It was 3 years ago, that cover.
That could have. It might have been right before, but it's like it kind of falls.
But
in
it's
line.
still confusing that we
It's very
also had to
random.
pull that song out of like the vault and
Retirement?
cover it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of the recesses of people's minds.
I also remember
It's
that
the most
because
random thing I've ever seen.
because the two of the people who covered it were like pretty relevant at the time. It was like pretty hyped up a lot. It was like, oh, Jimin and Schumann are
Yeah.
gonna do a song. It's gonna be cool. And then it came out, and it's the most underwhelming song in the world.
Well, yeah, because like I wouldn't say Schumann can sing. Schumann's a good singer.
And
Problem
Jimin is a
the
rapper.
other person on this is not a singer. She's a rapper.
Well,
Like,
you
Schumann's
would think
not
they
a
would do
singer.
something with a little bit of energy, considering Jimin is a rapper and Schumann is a decent singer, not a ballad. Because I don't think it was ever described
What you
they
mean?
were going to do
you
a
mean
ballad
that this,
together.
like essentially romantic comedy OST is
Whatever.
not what everybody was looking
Absolutely.
for with those two.
I don't think
Again, I
that
just-
was on the top of anyone's mind. It was like, yeah, this is the song those two are going to sing together.
Oh, absolutely not. Like they truly are just really giving. The song is giving nothing
It's
because
so
it has
nothing.
to like. Because like Schumann's a decent singer, but he's also not really singing extremely well because it also has to deal with the fact that Jimin is not a singer. So she's got a real limited range in how she sounds.
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
say
so
good.
confused why they
I'm
forced
not
her to
gonna
sing
say
for
good because
this.
she doesn't
She's like
sound
talk
good.
rapping
But
for some of
okay.
it, but it's like very confusing, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because I think that's as close to singing as she can get, to
Yeah.
be honest, Kayla. I think that might be as close to singing as Jimin
Mhm.
sounds okay.
No,
Oh, yeah.
seriously, it is.
Because she's
I don't know
like,
why they picked her then if they're gonna be singing. It's like
Again,
what
I
was the
truly think this
decision?
might have been like a names out
It's
of a
like
hat
it's like
situation.
they picked a song out of
Was
a
she
hat
like-
and then picked two people to do the song
Out
out
of
of
a
a
hat?
hat. Like,
My question is, was this like a scheduling thing? Was like no other member of AOA available at the time? Was everyone busy?
Apparently not.
it's so weird.
what the
It's just
fuck?
so confusing that it's those two specifically and also this song. Like,
Because like in a weird way, I almost think these kind of songs are worse. And another song that we'll get to are worse than like regular just bad comebacks.
yeah.
Because a group needs a comeback and sometimes the song's just shit. These songs don't need to exist.
No, they do
When
not.
they looked at the end product, they could have been like, oh no, this is bad. Let's scrap it. Like, there's so many people that had to approve what was going on.
Like, they could have just not made this song. Like, there's
not,
nothing
like,
about this song that needed to be made.
Like, someone needed to approve these two people, which on paper you need to look at and be like, well, maybe not those two people. And then they had to, like, record it. And then someone had to listen to that recording and be like, no, this is okay.
For this song to be for nothing at all. And, like you said, this isn't, like, peak SM station time. And it wasn't even like they were looking for a song to fill a week. It was just, like, a thing that happened out of nowhere. It's just like, why?
Random.
Yeah, it really is.
I don't know. It's really random. And, like, the thing with them is that, like, they're both trying, but this almost feels like a contractual obligation for both of them.
Yeah.
Like, Jimin doesn't seem like she wants to be singing this, but, like, I think it almost seems like they have to, or else they're gonna get, some... Feels like they have to do this, and I can't for the life of me
figure out why they were somehow blackmailed into it, but I don't understand why.
Yeah. Does someone at, like, 1TheK have something on them? Were they dating, and this was the only way to keep it under wraps?
Some type of nepotism or, like, some type of blackmail involved.
Something around.
It's also a weird relation. Like, all I'm saying is that, like, it feels like this feels like a contractual obligation, and I can't figure out for the life of me what contract it would be for.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. It just feels like a very random thing that, it should be forgotten. Is usually forgotten, and then we decided to bring it up again.
Yeah, because we were looking for worst songs in 2016, so here it is.
Also, apparently, I found another cover of this song done by another SF9 member, InSong, and Exy from WJSN.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Why do we keep bringing it back out? Like, what about it?
This was 4 years ago, so this would have been before the Rowoon before the Rowoon cover. What?
Why do we keep bringing it back? Like,
I don't know. Let's leave it dead where it is. Let's not bring it back ever again.
I think we're good.
Damn.
Well, I truly
don't think anyone has talked about it in like 3 years, so I think we're good, guys.
I remember being reminded too, also watching this video, of the Iron and Jimin collab for, what is it, Show Me the Money? No, sorry, I'm Pretty Rap Star one. Kind of depressing to look at, looking back in a way, especially if you know about Iron's fate, even though he was a piece of shit. But wild shit. Jimin has collaborations. Terrible luck.
She's truly led a very interesting life of some ups and downs.
Yep.
In terms of K-pop careers, hers is an interesting one to look back on.
It's very confusing and a lot. There's just a lot there going on with Jimin.
Moving on to number 4.
Another random collaboration.
But all I gotta say is,
a lot of random collaborations on this list.
They're I guess. Let's put it this way. SM Entertainment has done the mixed group collaboration thing maybe better than this company has, than Starship. So, at number 4, we got Do Better with Y-Team, which I believe is a mix of, correct me if I'm wrong.
Monsta X and WJSN.
Yeah, Monsta X
and WJSN. It is
WJSN,
all of Monsta X and only some of WJSN.
Yes. But also, it is not a 1-to-1. I don't think
it's not. It's very. It's not. There's more WJSN, but it's not
members,
all
but
of
it's
WJSN.
not all of them. I think there's like.
I wonder if it'll tell me who's in
7
this,
of them.
In this unit.
8 of them.
It's a 14. No, there's 7. There's 7 WJSN. So not all of.
Okay, so it is a 1-to-1.
It is all of Monsta X, and then it is Sola, Exy, Subin, Unso, Changzhou, Yoram, and Dayoung of WJSN.
Almost the most random collection of WJSN.
Yeah, I don't know how they picked those 7, but here we are.
Again, this was a thing they did. Was it good? No. It felt, again, this also seemed like I understand why it was a contractual obligation, but it also feels like a contractual obligation. It was
a CF song.
It is.
Because it's for a phone plan, if anyone was curious about that. It's a CF for a phone plan. If anyone wants
to know. But also, I love the idea of a phone plan being like, do better. I'm like, I feel like that's more. I understand that that's like, you can do better, but also company, you can also do better.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a better deal here.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
they feel like these two groups have never met before in their lives. And they're in the same company.
First time they've met.
And they're in the
honestly
same
wouldn't have been surprised
company.
if they were kept away, honestly, because companies have done that.
No, by this point, they have done like, they had met and done, like, certain things together in the past. But in terms of chemistry in this, they have none.
Yeah.
They have zero.
They are kept, like, pretty separate most of the entire song.
Video?
Yeah.
Yes.
They
barely interact.
Oh, yeah. It's very
Again,
confusing.
this is, again, very much the problem with these, like, male-female, collaborations in K-pop, is that even when they try to do them, for some reason it seems like, okay, girls in left, boys right, don't look at each other.
Seriously.
Don't make eye contact.
Mm-hmm.
See, we
And
can't
like,
have you
you're doing
caress
a
each other's
song
hands
together.
by accident, or else the fans will think that you guys are dating each other on the side and going to love hotels. No, I'm not just saying that, but I'm pretty sure that be the mentality of we gotta protect the image and prevent the fans.
Also,
from getting
I like
irrationally
how
angry.
much in WJSN how uninteresting your group has to be, that the person that your most popular member, even though you had an IOI girl in it, is still your foreign member you give no lines to.
Somehow,
Sangzao is the fucking center of Y-Teen. She was the center of WJSN when she was still there.
Yep.
That girl was the, like, star of that group for good reason. She was the only one that ever got press. And good for her for leaving and getting her money.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, good for her.
Mm-hmm.
I see her. She's in China and she's fucking thriving.
Yeah.
Good for her.
As are the other two Chinese members of
As are the
WJSN
other
who are
two.
no longer in WJSN.
Honestly speaking, those three got out. Got out. They were never in. They're not Starship trainees.
Right.
They never were.
They never were.
They never were.
Yeihua just using Starship for a little bit for some
Just
promotion.
being like, hey, you wanna pay their bills for a couple of years?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, go ahead. Honestly, they're thriving. Good for them. But, like, looking at this, it's truly just
song
the
is
worst
also
parts of both of them.
not
Yeah.
good.
Considering that this is a rap-centric song,
Yeah.
and both of
Exactly.
those groups have bad rappers.
Yeah, and they only have like 2 or 3 rappers per group as well. WJSN
there's, like,
less
15
than Monsta
people
X
here?
still, yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many people.
I would
in
love
this.
to see a line distribution of that song among 14 people.
Oh, I think it'd be so, because it's like, it has one of the most instrumental choruses and massive amounts of
Yeah.
dance break. And then it's a rap song, so, like, I think they have, like, maybe, like, 5 or 6 vocal lines at all.
I know. Wild.
Wild.
Wild indeed.
Oh, interesting. So I looked up a line distribution.
Uh-huh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7 people do not sing in the song.
Jeez.
That's hilarious, because also, I like that they also don't count the fact that they have this, like, do better bit in the chorus, and then so it appears that they don't even get to sing the chorus bit,
Yeah.
which is all of them.
So, Wonho does not sing, neither does Minhyuk, or Hyungwon, or Subin, or Unso, or Changzhou, or Yoram. All 7 of them do not sing. XC sings most of it.
And
then
so there's 14
yeah.
people, and half of them are there doing nothing.
That just doesn't
WJSN
make any
sings most of
sense.
the song, and then Juhan and IM are in there a little bit because of the rapping, and then Kihyun and Shonu are in
Gets
there a
one
little
line.
bit. But then everyone else does not sing in that song at
Everyone
all.
else is there for backup dancers.
Yes.
Why pay backup dancers when you got
When you got
random
a
teens?
13-member girl group and Monsta X, other members of Monsta X just here.
I wonder also how they decided who to cut. Because, like,
That's also true, because if, like, 4 of them are gonna sing anyways, like, who are you deciding to bring to the
was
song?
it just be so Monsta X didn't look like they were, like, surrounded in, like, all corners, like they were outnumbered massively?
Well, I feel like they bring Changzhou for the dancing, and so maybe they just
Yes.
brought the 4 best dancers at that point for the backup
If you're
dancer
not gonna
element
do
of
anything.
it, you know?
And you can't cut any members of Monsta X.
Right. All of Monsta X has to be there, so then
Has
they
to
just
be
have
there.
to pick
Yeah.
who is the best dancers in WJSN.
Fair enough. Still, this was a very weird song. Don't like it.
Don't like it.
Indeed.
Don't recommend.
All right,
Alright,
then.
so up next we have just not a collaboration, but just truly This song kind of gives me a headache every time I listen to it, to be honest.
Yeah.
We got Seven's hard carry.
Yep.
Hard carry, hey. Let it go now. Until the time, Hard carry, hey. Hard carry, hey. Let it go now. Until the time, Hard carry, hey. Hard carry, hey.
There's a lot going on.
It's very much a precursor to the noise music. It would not be a very weird song to put out today.
Absolutely. No. This could be a Stray Kids song, like, easily.
Could be a Stray Kids song.
Honestly, wouldn't be surprised if they were inspired off of this song.
Like, what if we took GOT7's hard carry and just made that concept a whole group?
Just made that our entire career?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Again, truly does lean into all of GOT7's worst attributes,
it does.
Which is their rapping.
The rapping is bad, and there's so much rapping in it.
So much rapping.
It's another one of those songs where the vocalists just don't sound good because it's so rap-centric that there's no good vocal parts in the song, really.
Nope. And then also the entire instrumental is so weird.
It's just so loud and so much noise, yeah.
It drowns... Those singers are trying hard, and you can barely hear them.
Oh, yeah.
You can barely hear them.
I just hated the production of the song for such a long time.
It just sounds... The only thing you can describe it as is loud.
Yeah. It's so loud and it's so aggressive.
It's very noise forward, vocals, 5 miles backwards.
It is incredibly 2016 though. Like, this is very 2016 song. They're also really out of sync doing the choreography.
They
are.
Like,
very noticeably out of sync.
And that's in the music
video. The official music video.
In, like, live stations of that. They are not in sync.
Like, I was watching this and I'm like, wow, they are really not in sync even a little bit.
It's very much we were given, like, there's no way this song was ever going to work for GOT7.
Yeah.
Because this feels like here, do this. And it's working entirely against them in
this is the only GOT7 song that sounds like this, really.
Yes.
And they did it, and they're like, cool, we're never gonna do that again.
Because it sounds awful.
This is in, like, a trilogy of sorts, isn't it?
Yes, I think it's
because
like
it starts
Flight,
with Fly,
Slog.
and then it goes to this, and then it goes to... I think it's Got You?
Never Ever is right after it.
No, Never Ever, yeah.
But Home Run is also in the middle, so I don't remember if Home Run counts in that trilogy or not.
Home Run does not, because I think Home Run's like a secondary single in there.
Oh no, they do count Home Run in the trilogy.
Really?
Yeah, it just came out as a single, but they count it. It's not a trilogy of albums. It is a trilogy of songs, I guess.
That makes no sense, because isn't Home Run baseball themed?
Yeah, I surely couldn't tell you what that was.
The flight sport.
Oh, Never Ever's in it too, so it's not a trilogy.
So it's not a trilogy.
Don't know
it's
what's
saga.
going on here.
There's like 3 flight logs.
It's something.
I don't know. Maybe they were
if you think about all 4 of those songs together, like, they're not cohesive at all.
No, they make no sense as a trilogy. Because also, the only one that has to do with flight is Fly.
Yeah, it's Fly. And, like, the music video for Hard Carry is in, like, a crashed airplane.
Sure.
But that's all we got there. And then Home Run's about baseball.
And Home Run's about baseball, and then there is no
and then
flying
Never Ever is just,
not
like,
even a
there.
It's
kind of there.
I don't know. Very random.
But this also came out in the era of BTS, like, doing full lore stuff, so I think everyone was expecting lore out of music videos, but they were not doing they're not delivering
don't
for that.
Promise me lore if I'm not getting lore.
It's like they love the promise of lore, but if the lore is not consistent
no one wants
all
to
the
put
way
in the
through,
work.
then it's, like, not good, yeah.
Like, no one wants to put in either the work of having, like, cohesive lore, or the BTS work of having lore so
deep,
meta and vague that it could mean anything.
Right,
exactly.
But yeah, no, this song just all of the bad, none of the good.
Yes, I am glad they never did this kind of music again.
Oh, absolutely.
They stayed away from it.
Yep.
Which is for the best.
All right, so number 2.
Before we go on to the next one, I would like to warn anyone who has any sort of photosensitivity.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right.
To look
Gotta be a lot of flash.
The
so
clip
much.
That we are going.
So much flashing lights in the clip for the next song.
I
honestly
truly
can't
look at it.
Put a warning at the music video for this
I feel like
one.
you should. I mean, I don't think
feel like
in
it should
Korea
be
I feel like if this was in
required.
America, you'd have to.
I feel like it
Japan
should be
probably
required.
would, considering that they had a famous incident where a Pokemon episode had flashing lights rapidly, and they had
Yeah, but also I feel like
kids.
that doesn't lead to, laws being changed.
Mhm.
No, but I think that.
But no, I
episode
feel
will
like
air.
this gives me a headache.
It does. It's truly
it's
so
impossible to
much.
look at.
Yep. So number 2, we have Born to Be Wild by Triple T, which consists of Hyoyeon of Girls' Generation, Min of Miss A, and Jo Kwon of 2AM, also featuring the man, the myth, the legend, JYP.
It's a surprise JYP. You forget that he's there.
It's a jump scare JYP.
I'm just confused because it's all JYP and then Hyoyeon's there, and I'm like, maybe they're all friends.
It's
cool,
because
but,
it's
like,
SM Station, the song.
It's
and this
SM
was
Station.
That's
JYP,
why.
the
Those
band's way
three
to
are
force
friends,
himself
and
onto
then
SM
JYP
Station.
made this song.
Yeah.
Those 3 I think are actually
They're friends, yeah.
They're friends and they're IRL.
So this one
friends.
is actually SM Station.
Yes, this is the actual
so
SM Station song we put
you
in
shouldn't
here.
always work with your friends.
And
then.
truly speaking, I mean, honestly, I want to put the blame for this song squarely on the feet of JYP.
On JYP,
because
this
song
song
sounds
is-
like shit.
sounds so bad.
It's so
It
bad.
truly just is the most random.
It's like if you want to
noises
take
I've ever
hard
heard.
carry and then ramp it up like 200%, that's like how you get to this song.
And then also,
Realistically, yeah.
trigger someone's photosensitive epilepsy.
Yeah.
Also, it is
Why
just
not?
you can't see shit. Also, JYP comes back a couple
He
times.
does,
Every
and
time
it's a jump scare.
scare.
It's a jump scare every time JYP is there. It's like I watched this music video again. I was like, I fucking forgot that not only did JYP produce the song, but he is just in this music video.
And to
multiple
be honest, he's
times.
probably in it more than any of the other things.
I know.
Because, each of them gets a verse, but, between each of the verses, JYP comes back.
Yeah.
He starts the song and then comes back.
He's like, yo,
between
yo,
people.
yo, this is the hottest joint.
Like, what's going on?
I'm like, JYP, what are you doing?
JYP, my god, dude. Like, you don't belong here.
JYP has a very specific sound that he can produce for, and it's not
this.
It sounds like shit.
I also want to take a moment to talk about how out of place Jo Kwon feels in this
Absolutely.
entire song.
Do you want to talk specifically about the part where he's
he is-
smacking girls' ass,
and
looking
how
the
he's,
most
like,
uncomfortable he's ever looked?
Just also shirtless for half of the music video for no apparent reason.
No, he's shirtless for the entire thing.
No, he has a pink top that's fluffy, I thought.
Well, they haven't. They
Or-
gave him. He's
No.
one of those. He's got a jacket but no
He's
shirt.
got a jacket on with no
situation.
shirt under
Yeah.
it.
It's one
He's
of those
not wearing a shirt
situations.
under that jacket.
Yeah.
But also the lights are flashing so often you barely register it because I'm trying not to fall over.
If the music video will not trigger like epilepsy or any other type of issue for you, I do recommend you go
Always-
just watch it because it is like an experience, just the entire thing.
Yeah, the music
really
video is
is.
poorly shot. I don't know who thought about the flashing color lights.
Well,
It's a good
here's the
idea,
thing.
'cause
I
those look
think
like
that because
shit.
honestly, watching it, if you just look at it, the music video has nothing going on.
No.
They have 2 locations.
And one of them is a
being
white
random
set.
scaffolding and one of them being a white room.
Yeah.
And so I think they just didn't want to do anything. So they're like, we have to make this seem interesting. So let's just, flash lights so no one can see what's going on.
Mhm. Does
Like,
kind of feel
it's
like you're
true.
on like an acid trip or something watching the
does.
music video.
It does.
It really does. It's like, why are we doing this? It's just...
It just felt like a very lazy SM Station song. Like, a lot of the SM Station songs are like, at least there's something interesting going on.
Right.
Or like, something's,
I
it's
think
an
the
interesting
big
collaboration of
appeal
people.
to this was the fact that it was like the collaboration across companies thing that happened.
Yeah.
That's true.
But the song is just so not it.
Really bad.
Yeah.
It's just very loud and
Ugh.
nothing's actually happening.
Not at all. Nothing's happening. It sounds bad. The music video is impossible to watch, really.
You can't, honestly, you gotta take breaks through it, I think.
Yeah.
You can't watch it straight through. Also, I know these people are friends in real life. Artistically, they feel like not people who should be collaborating.
No, and
yeah,
absolutely
no.
not.
Exactly.
See, this is why you should always collaborate with people you're close with. I mean, also case in point, see Hyuna and Dawn, but like,
Hyoyeon in particular just feels like
make great music together.
The Hyoyeon energy in particular does feel like it does not match either of Min or Jokwon. Jokwon specifically feels like he should not be here. Like
Jokwon feels like he's very out.
Yeah, he should not be in this song with this concept. Like that's not for him.
But then again, there's no one that would have made that song work because it's just very bad.
It does feel like Hyoyeon, that's the type of song she would love. Like she makes like loud, annoying music.
Yeah, but like she's the mainstay of at least our dishonorable mentions.
Always
here. Her collaborations always end up
always really bad.
But now we get to the deepest cut.
The deepest of deep cuts.
The deepest of cuts. This would be the deepest cut we've ever made.
Very deep cuts.
No one remembers this group.
No. We've talked about them multiple times.
They remember
that.
You remember the beef they had.
Well, if you listen to our podcast, we talk about them on the Scandal Iceberg, but it was on tier 8 of the iceberg.
They're not a musical group almost. They seem just like, figures.
They're a very confusing group that exists to begin with.
They are.
All right. So at number 1, we have
Koko Sori
with Dark Circle.
So this was their debut.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
And this is literally just Orange Caramel's Eyeing.
It's the same song.
It's
identical song, but with a lower budget.
With a lower budget, and also sounds worse because it's not Orange Caramel. But like,
everything about it is trying so hard to be Orange Caramel, but is not at all Orange Caramel.
Honestly, I'm thinking they could, like, if Koko Sori had any money to be sued for.
Yeah.
But I think they would have had a case. I think they could have had a case there.
Oh yeah. They're trying to be like quirky and weird in the way
they are,
but they are missing the mark on that completely. Like it's so weird, but it's not in a way that anyone could find endearing. Like there's a huge man in a green suit dressed up like a broccoli, and that's like a lot of the music video.
It also very much is trying to do two contradictory things at once, where you're trying to be Orange Caramel quirky girls. But weirdly, that type of like Nugu girl group, like pseudo sexiness,
yes, it's weirdly sexy
is also
as well.
Also
their dresses in Orange Caramel somehow are better than Koko Sori's dresses.
Everything about Orange Caramel is better than the Koko.
The dresses here are made out of plastic.
But the thing is, like, if you watch Eyeing, so are Orange Caramels, and they look better. It would look like it's a choice. They look like they're trying to do the same choice, but they don't have the budget, so we went with cheap leather.
Oh yeah.
It looks like something, honestly speaking, and this is not just to bring up the weird like K-pop Nugu girl group sexiness. It looks like something you would buy at a sex shop.
It does. It's very weird.
It looks like you'd buy this at a sex shop.
It's a weird outfit.
That's what makes it really uncomfortable because I'm like, this is giving porno energy. Just the dresses alone,
a little
necessarily.
Bit. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Not almost necessarily naked the broccoli or the broccoli.
Then again, the
broccoli man.
The pseudo almost naked broccoli man is not helping the porn energy. I don't think he's not like making it less apparent. He's just the fact that he's so naked.
I know
is not helping that.
And it's like, knowing also where like Koko Sori goes in the future, like clearly the two of them hate each other, like do not get along. And also when Sori started getting like slightly more popular, not even like she's that popular at her peak popularity, but they did also start pushing her into like very sexy territory.
Yes.
So like that is also the future of where this group is headed. So this is just the start of all of that.
Looking at this, it just makes me think of how so influential Orange Caramel was.
Oh yeah.
They created essentially a subsection of at least K-pop group or somewhat K-pop concept.
Yes.
These like group entirely made up of just quote unquote quirky. And they never work because the thing that made Orange Caramel work is that they were also good singers. It was a good song with a weird quirky concept.
Yeah.
they're relying on it like a crutch, where it's like, look at all this weird imagery we got going on.
Yeah.
You won't notice that I also can't really sing for shit.
The thing that's weird is that the two of them are not bad singers. It's just that
aren't.
their songs are so fucking weird and they're high pitched and they sound weird that they have to sing weird because that's the way their songs are written.
Yeah.
It's just bad. And it's like, I feel like if they would have just gone like a regular girl group route, maybe
it would have been
this
probably
wouldn't
better.
have happened. Yeah, like all of the problems they had. I don't know if that for sure. But still, it is just,
also,
it's a choice.
I wanna also just say that, yes, if this feels a little bit anticlimactic as our number one worst song of the year, yeah, it kind of is. This is probably the most anticlimactic worst song we've ever had, because who fucking remembers this song?
Nobody.
Nobody. And no one should. We did.
We did. And it's really,
and that's
it's
our
really
cross to
bad.
bear. And this is our cross to bear as the people that have to make these songs.
We're here to remind everyone of how bad this
We're
song
here to
was.
remind everybody of the shit that happened in this industry.
Yeah.
Looking at I'm looking at next month. Next month we're back to songs people have heard of.
Cool.
That less deep cuts next month.
I feel like this list is just full of deep cuts and nugus and like songs that everyone forgot about. Like that was all of what this year was. I mean,
here's the thing with 2016. It has some of the best this industry got to offer, and some of the truly most forgettable shit I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't call these the worst. I just feel like they're not. They're songs you want to forget about, and you do. Because all of these groups, for the most part, have done worse. Except,
also, like, weirdly, a lot of subunits that did a collaboration once and then never again. Like, that's
then disappeared.
Like, that's like
Fair enough.
3 songs on this list are that.
Yeah. And, like, Coco Sorry didn't last that much longer,
Sorry is, like, disaster of a group, so.
Yeah, it was only, like, 3 official releases they had before.
Yeah, so, like, that almost counts as a weird, semi-collaboration. Honestly, if you ever want to just listen to Coco Sorry, just listen to Orange Caramel.
Yeah, just go listen to literally anything else. Like
anything. Listen to any of these other songs, honestly speaking.
So that has been Worst 10 Songs of 2016. We're available on all major podcasting platforms like Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We also have a YouTube channel where we post all of our episodes along with fun clip videos occasionally as well. Those are essentially back to being every week, so lots of those happening on the podcast channel right now.
Ooh.
And with that, we will see you in the next episode. Bye!
Bye!
Bye!